Hello, I'm at Oran Mor this afternoon with Stephen Dick, who is the author of this week's play, The Commission at Oran Mor, running in a play at Pine Pike. The Commission was the play which won the Oran Mor Channel for Comedy Drama Award, and we had 253 play scripts submitted, so you can imagine it was a pretty difficult job whittling them down, and there were many fine works, and we were delighted to choose The Commission by Stephen. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you.
Tell us a wee bit about the play.
Well, it's about a war artist, a guy called Peter Harris. I guess the idea came when I was watching a documentary about Peter Howson. Or I'd sort of read about Peter Howson as being a war artist in Bosnia. I always thought it was an interesting character, because I wanted to write about Afghanistan, but I've got no experience of it whatsoever, not in the military, and I didn't really want to do any research. So it had to come from a character who, like myself, knew very little about it, and I sort of imagined an artist, and especially an artist mid-breakdown, or a very fragile character. I could write that character, and it wouldn't need to be factually accurate, as it were, so, and I could put my own spin onto it. So it's about this artist who has been sent to Afghanistan, and he's been commissioned to produce a painting for the Ministry of Defence. So the play's set in the gallery the day the painting is to be unveiled to the Minister, and Peter the artist is in there with his dealer, who's at Will. So Peter's a hard drinking, slightly manic Glaswegian, and his agent is a very sort of metropolitan London art dealer. So hopefully that sort of contrasts with what
So it's about all kinds of things. It's about the nature of war, it's about the nature of art.
I went to art school, I went to Edinburgh Art College, so it's not something I've done. The second I left art college I never did art again. I've always been interested in it, so and artists and how they work, and their mental states and stuff, so that's been an interest as well, so bringing that in, bringing the stuff about the war in. I just wanted some meaty subjects to write.
And it's interesting that well, I think, like all the best comedy, it has a dark side to it. There's a serious intent. It's about a number of things that are not all that comfortable.
No, and I wanted you hopefully laugh and you're entertained, but when you leave knowing kind of what I think about the situation, I suppose, or at least one version of what I think about the situation. Yeah, no, I think.
Now, this was your first play.
Yes.
You've been a comedy writer, a sketch writer. You performed a lot of comedy yourself. What did you find were the differences, the challenges of writing a play as opposed to writing a series of sketches?
Yeah, sustaining it, I think, essentially. Because I did try to write this a couple of years ago, and I got no more than 10 pages. And then I just stuck, and I just didn't know where the story should go, or how it should end, or even how it should start, and I didn't even know what the middle was, so I didn't have much. All I had was the characters, and as a sort of, I'm a gag writer normally, so as a gag writer, I just think they're going to sit down and start doing gags to each other. That's not particularly theatrical. It works for a stand-up, but it's not theatre. So I had to work on the story, and that was the hardest part, is working out what happens and how to put that story together. And then once you've got the story, you suddenly realise your characters need to be developed even more, because they're just sort of ciphers. In a sketch that lasts 10 seconds, your character probably does need to be a stereotype of some sort, because it'll just happen very quickly, and then you're gone, so you need to be able to latch onto that very quickly. But in something that lasts 50 minutes, you don't want a stereotype, you want some complexity. So it takes, I'm not sure whether I've managed that completely, but it takes a while to sort of work out how do you add that complexity to a character. How do you add, how do you keep the through line to the story going? The sketch is 2 minutes long, this is 50 minutes, how do you keep it moving forward?
In a longer journey, you discover contradictions about people.
Yes.
You discover that not everything fits comfortably within the same.
And what you said 10 minutes ago, maybe not what he feels now. So you've got to keep moving that forward. And it's a difficult thing as well when I'm writing jokes. My attitude can change from one joke to the next. So I can be for it, I can be against it. Whereas this, you've got to try and work at what's everyone's attitude, and then work out how it's changing. So you're juggling quite a few things, and it's.
And once you started to understand the differences, did you find that challenging and interesting?
Yeah. I mean, it's that's the whole point of doing it. You know, to work out how to do this and get better at it. You know, so I'm hoping if I do another one, which I will want to do at some point, I'll have an understanding of it. And it won't be quite as difficult, or at least I'm over one hurdle now. Now the others fly ahead.
The hurdles can get hard.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
So tell us a wee bit about your background. You went to art school, but you chose when you left to become a performer.
Well, there was about a year off where I chose to do nothing. I didn't really know what I was doing.
Young student?
Yes, so I sort of finished art school. I knew I wasn't going to do art. But I started going to comedy a lot. I'd been going to comedy all the way. I've been a big comedy fan all the way up, but actually stand-up comedy was coming to Edinburgh regularly, so you could see the best performers, but you could also see Scottish performers as well, who were easily as good and some better. And I realised you could actually go up and do it. You could have a go. So rather than just sitting watching, I started doing it. And after a couple of years, I was working part-time in a bookshop, performing full-time, and managed to give up the bookshop and just been doing performing for about 10, 12 years.
And are you still performing?
The odd one here and there, but pretty much full-time writing now. I'm more interested in creating something new every day rather than maybe going out and doing the same show. Because a lot of people maybe don't understand that, but most comics, once they've got the material, that's what they say for the next 2 years, the next year. So it's that's got its own challenges, but I prefer to come up with new stuff every day.
And at the moment you're doing an interesting project with Rory Bremner.
Yep, Rory's just moved back to Scotland, so he's in Dumfries, and he's realised if he's going to perform a gig in Scotland about Scottish politics, he doesn't actually know anything about it.
Right, okay.
That's right. So if Rory's going to perform a show in Scotland, he doesn't really do any Scottish politician impressions, and he knows nothing about Scottish politics. And
I'd like to see his Nicola Sturgeon.
That would be good. We might need quite a lot of makeup for that one. So we're doing a lot of research. It's just pages and pages and pages of research, and we're trying to find where the humour is in it, which is, well, sometimes it comes easy and sometimes you're just staring at land reform for 2 hours going, there's nothing funny about land reform, and then you might find a little gag somewhere and realise, that's the way in. So we're essentially, the entire show is about him discovering about Scottish politics, leading towards him then doing a big performance in Scotland. So we're working together to help him get that material.
This is going to be
that'll just be
a live performance. It will be recorded for television.
Yes, there'll be a one-off show that he'll perform, and we're helping him put together that material for the show.
Quite interesting at the time you're doing it, the run up to the referendum.
Yeah, well, we think we're up to speed with the latest bits and pieces, and then another email comes through or another article, and an attitude will change, or someone else will send something. So I think we will be writing right up until the performance. Yeah.
And when is that going to be?
It's in the next two or 3 weeks. So it's quite soon. Yeah.
And where is it going to be?
I think he's going to be performing at the Old Parliament.
Alright.
Yeah. I don't think that might not be totally confirmed, but yeah, it's that's the plan, to be in Edinburgh, and probably to invite politicians and stuff to come and see the show. But there is no show at the moment, so it'll be interesting. That still needs to be written.
And are there irons in the fire?
Yeah, well, because I've sort of worked quite a lot on TV as a gag writer, on the back of this, I suppose, some people in TV world have realised, oh, you write longer things, you like drama as well, so we write drama comedies. So yeah, I've got a few ideas that are milling around various production companies. And
Channel 4 have expressed an interest in looking at the characters in the commission.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
And seeing whether we can take them forward in another way.
Yeah, I think there'll definitely be a small taster made, a 2 or 3 minute thing, with the characters perhaps in this situation, perhaps in a different situation, and then I guess Channel 4 will lead the way as to what happens next. I don't know.
Well, that'll be fun. I wish you good luck with it.
Well,
and I'm expecting you to beat your path back to my door with another play under your arm.
You'll be the first one. I will be. I've got nowhere else to send it. I would definitely be coming to you.
There's nowhere else. It's all a rumour.
That's fair enough then.
Well, this week's play, The Commission, is a terrific piece of writing. It's funny, it's touching, it's dark, and it's light, and I think you leave feeling that you're very glad that you have come, and I would encourage you to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Cheers.